Today in the world of cannabis, Canadian brands request an investigation of Weedmaps, the cows in Kansas might soon be able to make hemp a part of their daily diet, and a drone in Israel is spreading some free love by dropping a kilo of cannabis from the sky. It's Monday, September 7th, and this is your TRICHOMES Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California, it's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
In a letter to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Canadian cannabis brands made a formal request to law enforcement to launch an investigation into Weedmaps, who they accuse of hindering the legal industry by listing unlicensed dispensaries on its service. In view of Weedmaps' unwillingness to delist illicit market services in Canada and to stop profiting from the proceeds of crimes committed in Canada, we ask that you direct your appropriate investigative units to immediately look into what enforcement action can be taken against Weedmaps' Canadian operations, the letter reads. In response, a spokesperson for Weedmaps said, "Safe and convenient access to cannabis for patients and consumers is essential for a functioning and thriving legal cannabis economy, and Weedmaps is committed to working with the federal and provincial governments to ensure this is prioritized." While the spokesperson told Bloomberg that transitioning into a regulated cannabis market is inherently complex, they didn't directly address the concerns laid out by the letter.
Next up, in a victory for both the hemp and bovine communities, Kansas State University has been granted $200,000 from the U.S. Department of Agriculture to study the effects of using hemp as cattle feed, Hemp Industry Daily reports. Although hemp can be legally cultivated under license in Kansas, feeding hemp products to livestock remains prohibited because the potential for cannabinoid drug residues to accumulate in meat and milk has not been studied, said Hans Kotze, head of the Anatomy and Physiology Department in the Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine. Because hemp byproducts are mostly cellulose-containing plant materials, KSU researchers believe that it could serve as feed for cattle. A 2019 survey of farmers revealed that 60% of them believe that cannabis should be grown for animal feed, with 48% reporting that they would use cannabis for animal feed on their own farms.
And last up today, the Jerusalem Post has reported that last week, a drone flew over Tel Aviv's Rabin Square and dropped hundreds of free 2-gram bags of cannabis to unsuspecting people below. The stunt was coordinated by the Green Drone Telegram Group, which was formed to advocate for recreational cannabis legalization in Israel and commemorated the launch of their Reign of Cannabis delivery system. The project was in direct response to COVID-19 lockdown and quarantine restrictions, which the group says has required thinking outside the box and coming up with new ways of getting cannabis to consumers. In a message sent to the group before the drop, Green Drone wrote, "It's time, my dear brothers. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the Green Drone. Handing out your free cannabis from the sky. Enjoy, my beloved brothers. This is your pilot brother, making sure we all get some free love." Following the drop, law enforcement reported that they arrested the 2 individuals in their 30s who were suspected of operating the drone. Police said that the suspects will be interrogated and dealt with accordingly.
And that was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit TRICHOMES.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, The High Ground, or Careers in Cannabis, wherever you get your podcasts. For TRICHOMES.com, I'm David Fortin.
And I'm RJ Balde. Have a great Labor Day weekend.